On every single picture that you generated with Gemini, it's going to have something called SynthID. So this is basically an invisible watermark that appears on the picture. You cannot see it, but the algorithm or the system in Google can easily detect that. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can actually test if a picture was AI generated using Gemini AI. And I actually have 5 different pictures representing different scenarios, and we are going to test how reliable this tool really is at identifying if a picture was real or if it was AI generated. So here's how you can use this AI detector tool on Gemini. First, you can open Gemini on your computer. You can navigate to gemini.google.com, or you can also just open the mobile app version on your phone. And basically, you just need to upload the photo that you want to check the authenticity. So I'm going to upload this picture, which I actually created from Gemini Nano Banana Pro. So I created that photo from this thread on my Gemini account. Now, to test this, to check this picture, it's actually very simple. Just ask this simple question: is this AI generated? And I do recommend to add another line like use SynthID, because sometimes it is actually not using that. It's not immediately using that. So I do recommend to specify that you want to check the SynthID watermark on the picture. And after that, you can choose between using the regular fast model or the thinking model. It's up to you. The fast model is actually enough to use the SynthID tool. So I'm going to be using that because it is also going to give us a lot faster answer. So just wait. Based on the SynthID analysis, most of this image was edited or generated with Google AI, which is correct. Yes, this picture has been generated by Gemini Nano Banana Pro, which is, well, it's very easy because there's the watermark. We don't change anything. But what if we change the format of the picture? So I have this WebP version of that image, still the same visual, same everything, but the format has been modified. So let's try that picture. I'm going to open a new thread and I'm going to upload that WebP picture, and I will send the exact same instruction or message. Okay, let me just send and just wait for a few seconds until we got this picture. So it is a WebP format, and based on the SynthID analysis, most of this image was edited or generated with Google AI, which is correct. So from my reading, it is actually can still tell if the picture has been converted into a different format, or the picture has been cropped, or maybe you have applied some filters. That SynthID is still visible in the eyes of the algorithm or AI behind this technology, basically. But let's continue with the next step. And here, I'm going to test this picture that I created not on Gemini, but on ChatGPT. It is more or less a similar looking picture. So let's see if Gemini can actually catch that. I'm going to upload the picture and let me send the same message again. Let me just submit. And by the way, if you're using the thinking version, you will actually get some good analysis of the picture. Even if the picture was not created by AI, the picture was, let's say, a real photo, it can give you some insight about how you can analyze the picture yourself, and maybe you can see the hallmarks of AI generated content. It is actually very useful, and I do recommend to use that if you want to learn how to spot AI generated content, and it's going to help you a lot in the long run. Okay, well, that's very interesting. There is an error. Let me just refresh the page. Yeah, sometimes Gemini is behaving that way, but we got the answer anyway. The image does not contain the SynthID watermark, meaning it was not generated using Google AI tools. Okay. Important note: the SynthID tool can only detect watermarks placed by Google AI models. So yeah, since it was created by ChatGPT, that's why we cannot verify it. It cannot verify it. But it says that the visual style is very similar to images frequently created by modern image generators or high-end stock photography and commercial assets. So yeah, it says it doesn't have the SynthID, but maybe it could be created given the composition, the colors, and the angle of the picture, at least according to Gemini. So it is giving us some good assessment of the picture. Now let's continue with a real photo. So I have this a real photo again, but it was a real photo that I got from Pixabay. Let me just open a new chat, and I'm going to upload that picture. By the way, the last picture that we are going to test is actually very interesting because it was actually this picture again, but I just sent that to Gemini and not changing anything. So it's very interesting if it can see if it was real or it's going to be detected as AI generated. So we got the answer based on the SynthID analysis. The image was not made by AI. I'm unable to determine if it has been generated with other AI tools. Okay, that's a fair answer. Now we are ready with the final task, which is this picture. I just upload that picture into Gemini to be recreated without changing anything, and we got the same picture basically. Now I'm going to upload that, and let's see what kind of answer that Gemini will give to us. So it's the same content, same everything. Maybe if you look closely, you can kind of see there is a watermark down here. I mean, it's difficult to see, but I can see there is a Gemini watermark. But that's actually not something that this SynthID is looking for. It's looking for the invisible watermark in the picture. Okay, based on the SynthID analysis, most of this image was edited or generated by Google AI, which makes sense. So yeah, basically if you have a real photo and you want to pass it as a real photo, then do not use Gemini to edit that photo. Just keep it that way. So yeah, I guess that concludes our testing about the AI detection tool in Gemini. Now, nobody knows exactly how this SynthID technology actually works, but if I'm allowed to speculate, I think it's very similar to the printer tracking dots technology, which is basically some tiny dots that difficult to see from the naked eyes, but from the eyes of machines, it is easy to spot. This is actually used to make sure that people are not printing money with some printer devices, and that's why it's going to be very easy for the authority to check or find where the item has been printed. So I think it is working in a similar manner, although I believe it's not dot, more like a pixel, and it is even more sophisticated because again it can survive filtering, cropping, or even converting the picture into different format. So yeah, that's basically how you can use the AI detection tool in Gemini. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. I wish you a great day ahead.